I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, March the 11th, 2015. An IDF officer was lightly injured by gunfire from the Syrian side of the Golan Heights last night. IDF spokesman Lieutenant Colonel Peter Lerner said the Army believes the shots were deliberate. He said the soldier's injury were the result of direct fire at an IDF convoy conducting routine activity in the area. Israel has not yet responded to the incident. Israeli authorities today arrested one Israeli Arab man and questioned four others over suspicions that they supported the so-called Islamic State. The 20-year-old man detained has not been identified. He is from the Arab town of Jaljulia in central Israel, and according to Ynet, is expected to be arraigned by a court in Petah Tikva. The search of homes in the town follow reports yesterday of a young Israeli Arab said to have been killed by IS terrorists, with claims that he was a spy for Israel. A video released by the IS's Furqan media outlet appears to show the execution of 19-year-old Muhammad Musallam after he says that he was recruited and trained by the Mossad, Israel's intelligence service. Musallam's family, who lives in East Jerusalem, denied their son was an Israeli spy. They told Reuters that their son had gone missing a month ago while on a tourist trip to Turkey, and that he initially had wanted to join the IS but then wanted to leave. They believe he was then captured by IS militants and that his confession was forced. Israeli security officials said they were aware of the video but could not confirm that it was authentic. And King Abdullah of Jordan told the European Parliament yesterday that peace between Israel and the Palestinians was a vital part of the effort to defeat the so-called Islamic State and Islamic extremists. Abdullah said Muslim countries must lead the fight against the IS and that the Israeli-Palestinian conflict has given the extremists an excuse. Abdullah said they exploit the injustices and the lingering conflict to build legitimacy and recruit foreign fighters across Europe and the world. Police in Miami, Florida arrested a man who threatened congregants outside a Miami Beach synagogue Saturday night. Diego Chaar said he visited the Ohev Shalom Orthodox Synagogue in order to convert its members to Islam. He reportedly shouted Allahu Akbar, God is great in Arabic, as well as violent threats to congregants who were sitting outside the synagogue at the time. Chaar was arrested and questioned the next day. He faces misdemeanor assault and stalking charges. Muslims in Denmark will be forming a peace ring around the synagogue in Copenhagen that came under attack last month. The group, following in the footsteps of a similar show of support in Oslo last month, will form a human chain around the Crystal God Synagogue this Saturday, where 37-year-old volunteer Jewish security guard Dan Uzan was shot and killed by Islamic terrorist Omar el-Hussein on February the 15th. Police in Copenhagen had initially refused the request, which was made a week after the shooting, citing security concerns, but have now agreed to the show of solidarity with the Jewish community. The undergraduate student government of UCLA unanimously passed a resolution condemning anti-Semitism yesterday. The school's paper, the Daily Bruin, reported that the resolution, drafted by members of Hillel at UCLA and Undergraduate Students Association Council President Avi Noam Baral, condemns recent incidents including vandalism at UC Davis, where swastikas were painted on the door of a Jewish fraternity, and the questioning of Jewish student Rachel Bader by student government council members last month. Bader was up for a position on the council, but was voted against after some members asked her how she would remain neutral in the position, given her affiliation with the Jewish community on campus. After an administrative representative stepped in and raised concern of discrimination, the council approved Bader's appointment. The resolution passed yesterday calls upon the Student Association to fight anti-Semitism and for members to attend diversity training to learn about the history of the phenomenon. And turning now to our JBS programming for tonight, Wednesday, March the 11th. From the 2015 AIPAC National Policy Conference, Democratic New Jersey Senator Robert Menendez expresses his support of Israel and warnings over Iran. And National Security Advisor Susan Rice presents the administration's policy on Iran's nuclear program. Then at 9, Mark Golub sits down with World War II veteran Murray Greenfield on L'chaim, and at 10 tonight, also from AIPAC, a preview of the upcoming Israeli elections. And right after tonight's newscast, a new Thinking Out Loud with Micah Halpern. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, March the 11th, 2015. I'm Teisha Bader.